pause, and VICI versus M3. Our last best of 2 for the first regular LPL split for 2015. It's been a long journey, Papa Smithy.
And I've enjoyed the best of 2 format, but no more of that. Best of 5s are plenty coming very, very soon. But the league format, it's supposed to really separate the teams and show us who the top 8 teams are. And we're going to find out through this series. Is it going to be Masters 3? Is it going to be World Elite? 1 victory out of the 2 games, and Master 3 are through.
Yeah, finally down to the wire here. Very clutch play expected from Master 3. If they do want to push themselves over, it was going to be unlikely for either World Elite or Master 3 to make it, but they're the last 2 teams left in playoff contention. VICI now just fanning out, going to defend their entrances, not get too aggressive here. And with that, all the neutral vision hanging around the river, probably not going to see a lane swap. But as I said, that VICI's already in the top brush.
Yeah, VICI hasn't got the memo. He's already up top. They don't have any aggressive lane wards, so there's going to be a bit of prediction play going on here. And so far, Master 3 have definitely called their bluff.
Yep, good guess there, moving up to the top side. I mean, how much do you like to just go to the top lane, Papa?
I feel like it works out more often than not. It's one of those situations where the enemy doesn't have any assured knowledge, so they have to make a guess. You're going to be right, you're going to be wrong. In this case, they do predict right. They're going to probably walk. Let's see if they stay at the turret. It'd be very intelligent to stay at the turret, because as present, they haven't shown their hand whatsoever.
No, they've got everyone hidden, even Lee Sin following out. They will get in now, and Mata going to look for a grab. Finds one up to Love City. VICI going to come in there.
That's
as
a lot
SMLZ
of level 1 damage on VICI,
comes
but
through.
not enough autos.
Yeah, I mean, the Ren's damage, but just not enough attack speed yet.
Crazy though, it's already at half health. Of course, it being the support has more potions than Urgot, so that's definitely the target you want to take that level 1 burst of damage, and we'll just have to see if the level 2 advantage can be confirmed by VICI.
This lane's fairly interesting, actually. I wasn't thinking too much about Blitzcrank versus Annie. Obviously, Annie at level 6, not the best person to grab in because she'll just tibbers you. She's kind of short range, so getting her in melee range is not that good. But we also used to see this in Annie versus Leona classically back in the day, where Annie can just take Q level 1 and start queuing the melee support.
And look, Love City already shown that he's skilled. His Q is Incinerate, so before he is able to just hold the W and have that as for a possible disengage stun if he's hooked, absolutely. At level 1, perfect target to hook is Annie.
Yeah, and so some good damage there as we'll continue our 2v2. As always, oh, great hook by Mata. Love City going to throw out another Q, but takes a bit of damage again.
And this is the downfall of Urgot. We've mentioned it multiple times now that we see more and more Urgot in the 2v2 role. But level 1, level 2 has very low lane control. Isn't really be able to trade before he gets both his E and his Q. And then, you know, certain points in Q. The Asset Hunter, of course, is usually about the base damage. So does struggle if he's pushed in. Has to use his mana to last hit under turret. Means he doesn't have that trade mana for when he gets the lock on.
And I have to say, as we've learnt more and more about Kalista specifically, I think she has excellent wave control in the early levels. Between soul mark minions with your W and just the power of Rend in general, Kalista has no issues in the early levels.
But she's such an amusing champion, actually, just to think about, because you can skill, and we see in every different Kalista game, Q, E, and W all being skilled at level 1 for different reasons. If you're going to take the Gromp, you want to get access to the Soul Mark at level 1, so you have that at level 1. You can throw the Sentinels out for a bit of vision, just to make it even safer to pick up that early camp, as the trade damage onto Hatong is quite massive. We've seen Pierce level 1 just for a bit more wave pushing. And then the Rend as well for the auto attacks and the level 1 trades. So very flexible start. And maybe another reason why she's so prized as an AD carry.
Yeah, very popular, especially in the LPL. First picked or banned a surprisingly high amount of time. I think in this weekend's game it would be close to 100% for first pick or burn, or at least banned or first picked in this particular game is Dandy, fishing around there in the jungle, now level 3 with double buffs.
It's been a long time since the meta revolved around must-pick, must-ban AD carries. It feels like Sivir was approaching that strength in a couple of the first weeks of the LPL, but no champions really in the history, barring a few years ago. Just because, again, all AD carries usually have different strengths. I feel it's just that Kalista has so much upside, especially in the first 25, 30 minutes in the game. She allows you to snowball objectives, which are now more and more important in the new meta with the stacking dragon system, that having access to so much potential in the early game becomes a prize stat.
Yeah, and just has such a high skill ceiling as well. I mean, VICI a fine Kalista player, but you watch someone like Uzi play and you just realize I can never do those things.
I try to watch Uzi play, but doesn't get her very often. Frequently banned against OMG in particular. Def trying to do his best Uzi impression. Hasn't quite reached the heights of Uzi's Kalista, but as the last series showed, he has his own strength carries as well.
He does indeed. As though we pop down to the bottom lane just briefly, CSC actually going nicely for Lupus, so what could have been an awkward lane. Dandy, at least for now, not applying any pressure, just farming actually with the Trailblazer. Lupa keeping up very competently there in the lane.
He's been very good at using his mana as well. You can see he has about 75% mana, as you can see on the portrait on the right. So definitely has managed to harass with CSing. Has a good auto attack. It's actually quite easy to last hit, even though it's fairly low AD values. And he's obviously an experienced Rise player. We already knew that coming into the series, and it's showing off in the early games.
Yeah, Looper just loves to build catalysts here. Between Synergy and Rise has a lot of experience with the item, and the tier's already done. Might use the teleport early as well. Even a Ruby Crystal for a bit of extra safety. This Rise off to a very good start.
Okay, but he's going to walk down to lane. Of course, the freeze is coming down under the turret for carry, so we'll have to overextend to potentially push in the lane, but Fizz is topside, so no one there to punish him.
Yeah, and again, Dandy just been doing some farming. Might finally look for a gank here in the top lane, but instead just a Scuttle Crab now as Marta going to line up a hook. Does land onto Love City. Damage now coming through. Good double stun in the exhaust. Down there as well. Knock onto SML's even Vasily getting chased down. Dandy is here. That'll force the flash. Teleport coming though from Looper. SMLZ taking a lot of damage. Dandy trying to get the dive. Does secure first blood, and Looper tries to go in, but Vasily lives on a sliver of health. Now comes carry. Mega now form. Flash while the Dandy going to rustle back in. Hook there on Tomato lands after the flash. Love City forced to flash away as well. And beautiful play from VICI. Almost gets some 3 kills.
A 2-0 start for VICI is really bad for M3. See Condy trying to solo down Dragon. He should be able to get it, but 2 early kills with the teleports committed to. Looper got the first teleport in early as...
That dive from carry. Just auto attack hop.
Man, sometimes you get everything. You get the cake, you get the cherry on top with the 3rd kill. Okay, you trade it for the dragon, but it's just the first dragon. And finally, Hatong tries to stand up to die.
Oh, flash ult there. Now Condi getting aggressed on Q. Will follow the Hatong. Already used the shockwave. Good ward hop there from Lee Sin as well. Just needs one more Q. Hatong can't quite juke it, but no, but Marta blocks it. Condi follows in, but Marta was there.
Master 3 just never pick up the kills. The CC does register. There's the hook.
Good Q there onto Dade. Now going to EQ out of the way, but Blitzcrank gets the double kill. No ignite there from Marta, just some casual Blitzcrank
but
damage.
A delayed ace at 7 minutes. Everyone with a single death on the Master 3 side, just when blue buff is about to spawn again. Man, things went real bad there for Master 3.
Yeah, and there's Dandy. Just double check. He does have the aura around him. That is Cinder Hulk Jungle Fizz, not Magus.
Cinder Hulk with the very fast, accelerated Cinder Hulk being completed. It's got to be a pretty tilting experience for 2 different members to get their opponents down to, what, a sliver of health, 20, 30 health? And Master 3 had the most important best of 2 in their short career during the course of this best of 2. So they need to shake off what's happened. Excellently Sin mechanics coming through from Connie, but again, just not quite the damage.
Yeah, Mata's timing was impeccable, and they even swapped their bottom lane back down. And look at Dandy. Level 6, ulti ready to go. He's actually looking for a kill, and he's going to find Condi here. That's a 2-level disadvantage. Dandy, your jungle Condi, I'm sorry, it no longer belongs to you.
Yeah, I mean, Dandy has complete alpha advantage in this situation. The Wolf Scout, the Wolf Spirit gonna spot him, but he's not really too concerned about anything.
Oh, Mata lining up a hook as well. Might be able to get Dade, and there's a player that you want to try and keep behind it is Dade.
I mean, Dade always receives so much roaming attention. We remember Cloud on the Thresh coming into mid and ruining Dade's day on Victor. Victor not available this week, still disabled on patch 4.6, and here comes the dive.
Yeah, Mata moving in for the dive. Good EQ there from Dade. Great hook though from Mata. Insta-fish from Dandy, and to make it look easy, a kill for the Fizz.
And we talked about earning your Blitzcrank game. A couple of Blitzcranks have definitely been pretenders to the throne of Mata, who's been way on top of things this game.
And not surprising, a fantastic Thresh player. Greater than all the time we've seen him. Of course, good on John. That's what everyone remembers him for. But Blitzcrank just looks good again. And Mata, what can't you play?
It finally gets to move to the engage now that the pesky Janna is banned away and showing plenty of prowess on this champ.
I mean, maybe that was wise. Just like, you know what? I want to play Blitzcrank. Ban away the Janna.
I mean, just play it in solo queue. People don't really take it too seriously. Of course, Faker, famous for playing a lot of Blitzcrank's games on his Hide on Bush account. And in this situation, I mean, those mechanics definitely working out.
I mean, Blitzcrank's such a unique champion. If you can play him at a high level, Mad Life used to show us this all the time. A worthwhile champion to play is Love CD. You're going to find him does have a stun ready to go, but nobody wants to get hooked again by Mata. And so patient, even using the Scuttle Crab.
Doesn't have an 80 carry near him, so definitely going to get no use of that soul. Mark's passive is Vasily left to his own devices, and Mata's going for a merry walk.
Yeah, he's been roaming actually pretty much full time now that the Rico bow from Vasily has been completed. He's just left on his own. He's basically in a 1v0 lane right now with Looper.
And he's decided to not go for any of those silly support items, going for the tier. We've already seen Mana Moon Blitzcrank once today, but definitely a different texture to this game as they're 6-0 ahead.
Yeah, Moby Boots, great for the early roaming, and I like the tier. It's a bit of a snowball item, but just even some additional tankiness through the mana barrier passive aggressive is good.
Let's be real. He could have got a snowball sidestone, but he knew what he wanted.
No, Mata wants to get a bit more aggressive on the build this time around. Maybe even see a Manamune coming through. And Mata actually getting some last hits now. Vasily almost got the turret in the bottom side. Will send a Sentinel up the lane as well just to watch for it and buying some time. But that tower, it's dead.
With all that rotational play, Mata.
Condi kicks him back there as well. Q looking to land good E there to cripple, plus the exhaust coming down. SMOZ also here, but Condi gets grabbed up. Mata gets a kill in a 2v3, and now Carry gonna chase in on the almost making a good swap there from SMLZ. The minions too much there. Dandy gets rise on the bottom side, but SMLZ lives.
The minions did so much work. With the go ping, they want to go back in and get SMLZ.
Look at Mata. He's waiting for his Orianna to come up, taunting them here on the blitz. Flashing in there, gets another kill. Bear goes down, but Mata too strong. Shockwave will secure it. Last auto, though, does give Love CD the double buff.
Yeah, they didn't manage to get the double buff transfer through there. In this case, it's transferred to Love CD. Couldn't get it onto her tongue, but Mata with the smooth moves finally pays off, but the bounty goes to the support.
Yeah, and Dade trying to push in the mid lane, does the rise on a turret, but not quite enough damage as Carry's teleported into the mid lane. This insane amount of pressure onto the Azir, who's got all his summoners and his ulti up, but the hyper damage, more than enough to win trades.
But that was a mini Gnar teleport in. There was no kill pressure whatsoever, but there might be now.
I don't know if you should tell Carry that. He's going in. Dade, beautiful ultimate. Hetong joining back in. The ball rides in. The auto's good, and Hetong will claim the killer's Love City. Back down again, but Carry threatening with the Mega Gnar. Scoops him back in. Dandy over the top. Double kill for Hetong. Condi kicks them out, but Dandy gonna follow. Condi just hops away in time, and VICI Gaming have taken over.
What the hell is in the water for VICI Gaming? 11 minutes in, 11 kills. It's been a bloodbath on the Rift and Master 3. They're going to be wondering what has happened in the first 10 minutes.
I don't think VICI were very happy losing a couple games this week, and they haven't lost very many in recent memory, but apparently don't want to lose any more.
But you can understand their theory. Play a fast game around the likes of Ryze, ensure he never gets to scale up. Meanwhile, Lupa was obviously not watching his screen and got killed by the Cinderhulk Dandy.
Yeah, I mean, still does good damage, does this Fizz. That ultimate at this stage of the game just does so much work, and another fish lands onto Dade. He's trying to get away, but he's being dove by Vasily and Hetong, and Dandy gonna get another.
But how do you approach a game like this if you're Master? Though you need a victory, but this is not looking like
Bates
one.
call was sick. Condi in trouble. Doesn't get away from Vasily, who pierces him to death. Dandy now still diving in, thinking about inhibitor turrets as Vasily gonna get some damage under this turret. Hetong moving the ball around wonderfully, and SMLZ gets hooked by Mata. Amazing play. Somehow sees him, predicts him after he goes through a ward.
Pastry time. VICI are playing this game like it's an exhibition match, but no one told Master 3. They're the team with the whole thing on the line. And against the likes of Blitzcrank, now 3-1-6. Hurricane already completed. Look at Mata. He's elated because his team are dismantling Master 3.
That's one hell of a smirk on his face, and I would look that way too if I was playing this well. His Blitzcrank looking great, and Condi, I'm sorry, my friend. You're probably not long for this world as Dandy going to track him. Mata wants a juicy target. It's Love CD. Another blind hook.
Hook City population Master 3 has been the story
Goodbye,
of this game.
Condi. Vasily goes in. Easy rend.
I mean, he's dancing, there's hooking. Everything's happening on the Rift for VICI. 16 kills in 13 minutes. This was supposed to be the LGD-IG game, not this particular game where everything's on the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because that game, of course, there were different things on the line potentially, but VICI have secured their spot. They don't need to play this well, but you know what? It is momentum moving into playoffs. Why not look intimidating? Because any team looking at VICI playing like this, maybe you start thinking, do I have to ban Blitzcrank? I really don't want to.
And you recall that EDG versus VICI series that happened on Friday. It was a 2-0 to EDG, but VICI pushed them and looked like they would get at least a single victory before Clearlove went completely God mode on Sejuani, you'll remember. In this present situation, they're just styling on Master 3, who are looking at playoffs and it's suddenly looking like it's further away, at least in Game 1. And VICI playing themselves back into form at the best possible time.
10,000 goal ahead for VICI, already at 14.5 minutes. And you know what? Looking at some impressive scores, 6-0-6 standing out there for Dandy. But for my money, it's been Mata that's looked the best so far. Now he finally gets a sidestone.
It's just been insane. This is such an insane performance. You can't even really dissect it as a color caster. You can understand them playing the game quick just because, again, you don't want to wait till Ryze gets big. Of course, his early stats have been hit, but still, it's the same late game force. The scaling is there for Azir and Ryze. Urgot definitely stronger to the mid game. But, I mean, all those factors mean nothing when you're talking about a 10,000 gold lead at 15 minutes.
Oh, they were trying to do it. I was wondering what the fade score was for, but they were trying for the very stylish fadeaway hook.
They couldn't do an Aframu double lift in that particular situation. That's the first style they've failed on this game. Because, as I said, 10,000 gold lead at 15 minutes, and it's just crazy.
I mean, watch for that cooldown on Vasili's ultimate. I can bet you they're going to be trying it again here. Marta's still looking, getting aggressive wards down. Tries another hook. That one, not so much ward knowledge. A bit ambitious there. And if you just look down at the player cams, Dade especially right now does not look happy. And the VICI, they're smiling and laughing.
I mean, look, they were tilted by not picking up those early kills. How different a game would this have been if there were trade kills in the first few minutes? But instead, no. Vasili survived on a sliver of health. Similar story with Marta, I believe, early in the game as well. Both Condi and Dade missing out on kills as the shooting range continues.
I mean, Marta at this point is just walking up, being like, you're probably in this patch of area and throwing out a hook, hoping it hits.
But just look at the levels, the items, everything is just disgusting
Oh,
coming
Marta's
through.
here again, looks for Looper, does get knocked up. The fish lands again for Dandy, and that's a 7th kill for Cinder Hulk Fizz as Vasili down the bottom against SMLZ fighting the Urgot. Very tricky there, the swap will happen. Vasili going to get way too low, will go down. That was too aggressive, and a shutdown there for Urgot is a massive ult from Carry over the wall onto Dade, gives Oriana a kill.
A solo kill from Urgot on Kalista. That's what we would have expected maybe earlier in the game, but everything that's happened since that point, the 17 kills that preceded it coming through from VICI means it's all for naught in this particular situation. Kalista versus Urgot, great matchup for Urgot, but doesn't mean anything.
I mean, it's one of those things where you have to get to the point where it's good for you. It's not good in the early levels, 1 to 2 especially. Not great once you get the items going, get the levels going especially. It looks fine, but unfortunately for SMLZ, this was not a balanced game.
But look at the gold distribution as well. The 2 of the 3 kills for Master 3 is on the support Annie. Urgot just got a solo kill. Meanwhile, the Snowball jungler in Fizz is 7-0-7. That is... I mean, look, there's snowballing and there's this game. We'll call this the dandy the next time someone snowballs in the early game on a jungler. That's how far ahead he is. 4-0-7 Wayless. Basically has whatever items he wants. And then everyone else has some kill participation as well. The only person who's been largely unseen is Carry on his 10-2, I believe, coming into this game.
Yeah, just casually 1-1-7, pulling up the rear as far as scores go here on the teams. And Vasili Marta, I think they're trying to line it up again.
And where are the safe spots for Master 3 on this map? Because they're getting hooked over every fat wall on this game. Another structure's going to go down. That's going to be the 6th, and Marta wants another hook.
He really does. Vasili in range for the Fate's Call as well, but they'll take the Sun Turret down instead. I mean, M3 at this point aren't happy to leave their base. SMLZ somehow push minions out to the bottom. Are you serious, Dandy? That fish landed as well. Oh, they get the hook onto Dade. Ulti will miss. He'll get denied as well, and Dandy gets another kill. 2-man shockwave going to come in there as well. Vasili gets low, but will not go down. And VICI, you said it before, Puppet, they are styling.
Yeah, they got the highlight reel clip just there. Dandy's doing a little bit of fancy footwork. Shows that you can indeed playful and trickster over the inhibitor.
I might have to redact something here as Marta somehow misses his 2nd hook of the game. I did at one point say Dandy's mechanics did not impress me compared to, say, Kakao or Insect, but this game, Dandy has just proved me wrong.
I think he's more of a Fizz than an Italy.
Yeah, I think so too, but his Fizz looking great right now as a kill goes down there for now. He gets the turret as well for the different double, and now Marta lining up the hook. Will go in for it. Almost gets Looper, I think he was coming in. Love CD going to ride in on the Annie, but Carry just nars him into the inhibitor mid-air, dunks him right into the building. Dandy diving in as well, but gets exhausted as a result. Ball on top of him will finally give the kill over to SMLZ. VICI go a little too far and they'll miss the inhibitor, but maybe not.
And M3 are wondering if they're dreaming. If this was a scrim, it would have been surrendered at 5 minutes, but the inhibitor goes down. And suddenly playoffs are looking a very long way away. And how often, Pastry Time, would we say that a team with Ryze and Azir should probably surrender at 20 minutes? We have no hope of getting to the late game.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes because it's not looking good right now. There's a Sword of the Occult sitting on SMLZ. That is, I mean, you know what? He's on M3, so it makes some sense.
He's with Dade.
That is do or die if I've ever seen it.
We asked for the real Dade to stand up. Not in game 1.
Oh, Fate's Call gets him out. He had the ball on him as well. That was adorable.
I mean, the waves aren't being controlled at any semblance of the word. About 6 minion waves pushing for Master 3 in the top lane. Na's going to go pick that up, so he's having happy days. Won't have teleport to visit, but this game, honestly, should be over in 20 seconds.
It looks to be over at this point. We'll have to see, though. M3 If they can hold on somehow through what's been
some
a
items for
train
Fizz.
wreck. Oh, yeah, he's not doing too bad. Stinger, Trinity Force, and Yacinda Holt completed it under 20 minutes.
You know, Cinder Hulk into Trinity Force, the standard jungle item
Fizz build.
choice. Now going for the Mana Stinger. We always talk about the Mana Stinger. Maybe the Zephyr could be worked in there.
Yeah, we could see. I mean, it's not a bad item here on Fizz. CDI helping out a bit. Hetong in a bush, though, does get discovered by Urgot. Martyrs here as well by Hetong. That's a little too much. Another kill to SMLZ, who seems to be picking up most of the skills, but Dandy's here as well. Fish dual land. The swap does come through, but Dade in trouble. Pushes one out, but Vasily will just get the kill instead, and Dandy not done. Maybe should be. Gets bound. Damage comes through, and there's Looper with a shutdown. So M3 getting some kills and getting some gold, but still so far behind.
Yeah, some kill bounties come through. Maybe that will abate the surrender ideas for now.
I got the bear.
Well, I mean, they pulled the bear along.
It's worth 50 gold. Vasily picks it up and says, thanks for the change. I mean, they're going for the combo they clearly practiced.
I mean, honestly, the bounty onto Dade would be pretty similar to the 50 gold.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, it's a rough game for M3 as another hook lands onto left. See, I was going to stop saying that land as Carrick does get in the stun, and M3 giving it up. So I can't fault them for surrendering after that game. And look at Mata.